Ladies and gentlemen, Kazangpo and welcome to the TSIRANG Artificial Turf, where today we have a rematch carrying plenty of history, plenty of momentum and plenty at stake. It is TSIRANG FC against TRANSPORT United FC. For TSIRANG, the second round has been a difficult one so far. The side that surged up the table during the opening round has found that form much harder to recover from. 2 draws and 3 defeats, that is their record across the last 5. And they now find themselves 8th in the standings, searching for the spark that carried them so impressively through the first half of the campaign. And today's opponents will make that search even more difficult because TRANSPORT United are flying. The Grizzlies arrived 3rd in the table and their recent form has been exceptional. 4 victories and a draw in their last 5. 6 points separate them from the league leaders Paro FC, while second place Timber City FC are only 4 points ahead. And there is a little history between these two sides that TRANSPORT United will certainly remember. When they met earlier in the season, TSIRANG struck first. Stefan Stalin found the opener, but then came the comeback. Abayomi, the captain, found the equalizer, and in the dying stages, the super sub Taninamge turned the game completely on its head. An eruption of celebration, a dramatic turnaround, and one of the most thrilling comebacks we have seen this season. But TSIRANG will have learned from it, and TRANSPORT United will remember it fondly. And today, both sides get another 90 minutes to tell a very different story. And with the national anthem about to bring us together before kickoff, we'll take a look at the lineups after the national anthem. Before we begin, this is your commentator, Uguntish Toji, to take you through the game.
Sound digatil mo. Anil tansi ya yang chingi thamayume camera chi. Ha? Me yang chingi side gan camera ki an sound tan. Me on side na yume camera. Offset. Yeah, ready. Camera down in Bob Jones from Sony bedime. So see. No. Antanga. Yeah. Minimum cost you. Sure. And this thing is Tipsha.
And with the national anthem done, let us take a look at the starting 11 for both sides. Today, under head coach Pema, Antonio Dylan da Silva, their goalkeeper, number 41, has been awarded the captain's armband as well. It is Pemodoji 13, John Payne Sasha, who is typically their captain in that centre-back position alongside Tampi Ernest. We do have Alex Willen, the former Grizzly, who will be looking to change things for his new club this time around against TRANSPORT United. Singawanchu Tinzwanda Rinchinamgel. Tampi Ernest, Stefan Stalin, their leading goal scorer, was the only goal scorer in their first matchup against TRANSPORT United, alongside Sringelson and Bijay Samal completing the lineup for TSIRANG. As for TRANSPORT United, fresh faces, Tikendra Singh, their goalkeeper, under head coach Ishwanda. Tenzin Jamso, number 2, Daniel Badaru, their centre-back 95, alongside Bishal, all the way from Nepal. And their new signing, Abraham Kwaye, 50, looking to complement that striker spot alongside Abayomi, who has been looking pretty helpless this season, all alone. We do have Martin Sayatele Demilola in that centre-back position. Kamal Urrao, who's been successfully getting his name called up in the starting 11 time and time again. Alongside him, this time around, is his cousin Rahul Urrao, who will be getting the nod to the starting 11. Jimmy Singhe and Andrew Aboyamoa will be continuing on completing the roster for TRANSPORT United. So today, two teams heading in opposite directions recently. One looking to stop the slide, the other looking to keep the charge going. And here in TSIRANG, another chapter of this increasingly fascinating BoB Bhutan Premier League season ready to begin. The officials for today: Ugimpenjo, the main referee; Pasang, assistant referee 1; and Tanin Tsering, assistant referee 2. The fourth official for today is Virendra Rai. So do let me know before heading into the match which team you are looking forward to. Both teams, exciting caliber of play, amazing aggressiveness in terms of their approach towards the game of football. We know that they can put together an intense scoring performance, but the only question that awaits is which side will it fall more for. Last time around here at home, TSIRANG did have that one unfortunate game where they couldn't really step up. But the game before that versus RTC, 3 goals in the first half, and insane production. That was Alex Willen's only goal for this season. An amazing touch right in the first minute that got them the lead. But he does have other facets to his game in midfield. 6 assists to his name, much better than his record for Transport United last season, where he only had 2 goals and an assist to round out the season. Afiz Olawale Oladipo, former Transport United striker, former Timber City striker, on the bench going into today alongside Senda Doji, who is not in the starting 11 as well. But hopefully we can see them come back in. On the screen is Transport United's newest striker on the ground. Has plenty of experience to his name, 11 professional stars. His most recent club, Telecom FC, Nimba FC and Samira FC. It will be interesting to see how that connection between him and their captain, the 25-year-old Nigerian, Abayomi Olawasen Fakunle, will mature to be like. But with that now in action, Tenzin Wanda, solid flick over to Stefan Solin. Again, Tenzin Wanda does have a bit of weight to his frame, but his technical ability, second to none. So many brilliant movements of footwork we've seen, so many brilliant movements of flair we've seen from TSIRANG's number 7. Hopefully he gives us something, a moment for the clip in today's match again, as opportunities both way. Transport United do get one to go in their favor, as Andrew Aboyamoa, the newest midfielder, stepping up to take the corner. Does have a goal for himself, but that was by way of a header. As a midfielder, would have wanted more from range. Does have one in that game where Biku had his first goal, that 2-goal victory. This time looking to set it up. Martin Zayatele, Ty Daniel, possible targets, but ends up going short. Sends it right down the middle. Anyone's ball at this point. Header kept alive by Kenza. Apologies, Tsering Gelson. Abayomi unable to keep it down. Try to set it up quite hefty there towards the flanks. It may take some time for Transport United to get used to the fact that they now have an option straight down the middle, even when Abayomi is all the way down on the flanks. That was the issue they struggled with. Kamal Urao, the youngster, did play solid, did play well, but again, he is a bit too young to have that sort of decisiveness and the confidence to take advantage. As Andrew up front, Tampionis coming in with the challenge. Got his body in the way as Andrew tried to get that flick off, and he is grimacing on the ground. Transport's midfielder, again, Biku, not in the bench for Transport United as well. Not quite sure what happened to their midfielder, but for a long time this season, we saw that trio complete the midfield for Transport United, one of the best in the league, to be fair. Andrew, Bishal and Biku in terms of talent pool, just the results that did not arrive until late, which is one of the core reasons why Transport United have been on a streak recently. Abayomi, their captain, spearheading their way, sets it up, whips it in, touch inside, but way too hefty on that contact. It will go back out to Antonio Dylan da Silva. This season, 3 clean sheets to TSIRANG's goalkeeper's name. 18 goals conceded, but they are away from relegation zone where they want to be, 8th place still. But it is 6 points clear of Tensung, who are at 9th. Their goalkeeper brought over from I-League 2. Same record during his spell down in I-League 2 as well. 3 clean sheets to his name. So pretty much has matched that. And the only way to go is up. Can only improve from here. Tenzin jumps up. Straight down the middle. Abraham. Off to Abayomi. Really liking their help up front. Tries to set one back towards Abraham. But Abayomi enough grit. Dangerous call early on for Transport United. Abayomi blistering speed to get past all those defenders who were not expecting that sort of pace. And look at that, Rinchen Namgil left in the dust. John Payne coming in to help, but a step too behind. And a decent look. Had it swerving in, but that save from Antonio Dillon will force that retreat from Transport United. Close call early on. Hot hands from the goalkeeper. Will it be enough to keep another wave away? Set up right down the middle. Header comes in from Abayomi, clipped off by the defender. And another close range effort denied again. Amazing goalkeeping. Still only inside the first 5 minutes. But despite his heroics, may not like the efforts of his defenders and his team as a whole, letting those chances come easy towards the Transport captain. Over to Dampi Ernest. Straight up ahead, Jimmy. Again, alongside Ty Daniel and Martin Zayatele Tamamilola, the two Burnese wingbacks. And Tenzin Jamso on the left and Jimmy Singh on the right have been phenomenal. Hard to miss, easy to miss their performances, but they have been reliable anchors on the wings. Time and time again, they've come out on top of so many matchups where you would typically expect Burnese players to lose out in, but they have been amazing. And they are continuing on with this form. Hopefully, it continues on without me jinxing any of it. Martin Sayatele Damilola, his first international club here with Transport United. All the way from Nigeria, complementing a lot of other Nigerians in the squad. Abayomi, Ty Daniel as well. And so far, looks like he's bonded quite well with the club. Talked about him with a couple of other players. Says he's the most humble guy you could ever expect to play with. Nice to see that at least all sorts of internal drama can be avoided with the side of the Grizzlies. TSIRANG on the other end doing well. They did bring in 3 guys over from the Grizzlies who played for the Transport United last season, and Alex Willen, Foda Fofana, who left early on from the squad. And Afiz Oladipo, despite his prime in Timber City and continuing on with that for the Grizzlies, has not really been able to find the same success with TSIRANG. Also, we are not seeing their other big man, Okutili Michael. Looked solid in that partnership with TSIRANG, but the production not really there. Stefan Stalin, after a hot start, has been silent as well, so may want to get him going because they know that if he is hot, if his feet are hot, they may get a couple of goals in the blink of an eye. Ty Daniel flicked it up over inside. And an early yellow card over. Not quite sure who it's going to. The referee confirming his decisions, but somehow went over to Martins, who I don't believe was involved in any sort of way with that play. That first header was pretty decent. Well, seems like that right knee may have warranted that call from the referee. But at least it is a yellow card this time around. So many times we've seen people get thrown out with the red. Last time for TSIRANG, it was Kinzang, their left back, that got sent out with the red card, I believe. So they may want to watch out for that going forward. Stefan Solin, seems like it is Vijay Samal, looking for that setup. His first goal came against Sugan Academy, opening up, followed by Stefan Solin's brace. This time may want to look for a similar opportunity. Ball looking solid, left foot driven straight in. Stefan Solin, advantage, edge of the box, right hand side. Daniel to clear it off, up high for anyone to take. It is Stefan Solin who manages to flick it back in, but Transport United now back out in play. One of the fastest counters in the entirety of the league is through their captain in Abayomi. Hard to find an actually recorded speed of the man. Same for anyone else in the league. Pretty sure he is by far the fastest player. Save it for Asante in his prime. But in long sprints, I'm sure nobody else comes close to him today. A bit of a hug over on the right flank. Man down for Transport United, the referee heading over. On screen, head coach Pema for TSIRANG. An equal back and forth off the ball in the 10 minutes that have passed since the start of this match between Transport United and TSIRANG. Entangled over on the left, Kamal finding no space to move up against Pematorji. The youngster got his chance with Transport United ever since coming back from his Gelsung training, formerly a part of the PFF Academy. Was the same batch with Doji, I believe. And this time has been a solid name the Grizzlies could rely on. Abayomi far out wide, a head up. From Transport United sends it in for a goal kick for Antonio Dylan da Silva. Tenzwanda. TSIRANG's number 7, initially an option off the bench, has been reliable, coming in as a scoring option for TSIRANG. Scored one against Drukpa in their last matchup in the 84th minute. On screen, head coach Ishiwanda did have a bit of a brain-scratching movement for Transport United with last-minute changes in their coaching staff, spearheaded by head coach MJ to open round 1 of their seasons. Not quite sure what happened in the middle, but apparently head coach Ishiwanda was called in as the new head coach to join in with a day notice. He was helped out by the other head coach Hishe of the Transport United ladies side, who was formerly the men's head coach last season. So it is a nice sort of help, a nice sort of camaraderie for the side of the Grizzlies. But right now seems like he has gotten his footing firm at the helm of the Grizzlies, has gotten a signing he may have sparked as well for Abraham. But as to his quality, only time can tell, and we are 12 minutes deep into the match. Long time up ahead in front of us. There's Jamso. Again, hard to miss these sorts of performances, but look at the coverages from the left back. Solid job denying that opportunity to gain it up. Sends it out long. Maybe one of the oldest players in the squad. It is Transport United's goalkeeper, 31 years of age, over from Nepal. This season, amazing record. In this season, only 11 goals conceded, 4 clean sheets already to his name, which is simply speaking to the domination Transport United are putting up against their opponents in the wins they are getting. In the losses that come their way, it is proving to be difficult to find options as and when Abayomi is getting locked down and getting solely targeted. But now that he has help, maybe a different story going forward, because they have separated themselves away from the rest of the pack and cemented themselves as a firm contender up in the top 3. They are 2 games away, 2 wins away from Paro, but it is still decent odds compared to former seasons. On screen, all the way from Nepal, Vishal, their midfielder. Delivery way too low, driven away. Stefan Solin coming in, contested against Vishal. Cleared off again, Tampi Ernest out back for a restart, a reset through Tenzin Jamso. Singawachu up front. Also, his hair does seem to be back to black. Was an amazing bit of display there from Singawachu throughout the first round of the season, having his hair tied up white. Made him a player hard to miss, as Andrew gets away with the warning on that unnecessary shove over to the wing. On screen, Tampi Ernest. Clipped off down the middle. Teziwanda unable to find a target, not able to keep it towards himself. The Grizzlies will get a throw in. Since the threat early on from Abayomi, not really seeing the same intent going forward. Back to Tikendra. An immediate outlet up front. They do have Abraham coming in hot. Pematoji right at his heels. It is a 1 against 3 situation. Help coming slow for Transport United. But Abraham somehow able to keep hold of possession initially. But TSIRANG with an outlet sends it straight towards Vishal. Tried to lob it in towards Kamal up in front. Unable to find his man. It will go back out to New Zealand Silva. Vishal Tamang, 1 goal, 1 assist so far in the season. Fun fact, it is his first professional goal of his career. The same goes for the assist as well. Formerly had a couple of years over at Nepal, but has been steadily entering his prime. It is definitely an increase in performance. His partnership with Beku, 1 for note. Stefan Solin off of a first touch. Amazing decision to send it off the bounce, but unable to keep it grounded to find it on target. It will be a goal kick for Transport United. Alex Willen, the former Grizzly, hunted down. Solid goalkeeping again. So many soft hands there from Tikendra early on. Still inside the 20-minute mark. Kamal able to get a foot on it, but John Payne Sasha forced to send it back. Antonio involved. Tampi Ernest involved. Options down the middle. Decided to skip one man, send it right down the middle. Heavy contest there. It will be Tirang's ball to take. While we have a quiet stretch, massive thanks to our sponsors, Bank of Bhutan, our internet partners, Bhutan Telecom Limited, our beverage partners, Coca-Cola, and to our clothing partners, Hummel. Tirang, a bit off with their touches right now. As it is back to Tez, jumps for the throw and plays it towards Martin Zaitele Zamilola. Has Singhe up front for Tirang. Put a bit of pressure on the defenses. On the other end, Tenzin Wanda. Straight down the middle. Options available. Kamal keeping it grounded. Abraham missed the switch. And back out to Transport United still. Header sends it back out. Still Transport United's ball. No clear advantage. Adding on the fact that Tirang has now compacted their backline. It is becoming increasingly more difficult to get even a throw-in out. Kamal able to keep it grounded towards Jimmy, who gets yet another throw-in. Forcing it up front in a bit of rush. It is Transport United with advantage shot. Right foot. Saved by Dylan. Cleared off by Tirang. Amazing decisiveness this time around from the youngster, who early on in his first couple of appearances would have surely sent it out for a pass. But right now, with him adding a bit of confusion into the mix, maybe the advantage they need. Kept under control. Abraham. Well, still no advantage for Transport United. It will now be up to Tirang to show them how it's done. Stefan Solid. Lane shut down by Tens Jamso. Coming in for the throw-in is Pemadoji. Not many options. Abayomi tracking back up front is Tens Jamso covering Stefan Solid, but still an angle available. Flicked up towards Alex Villan. Pressure coming in strong. Forced to use their centre backs to move that ball up further down the pitch. Martin Sayatele. Andrew. Still Andrew. Amazing effort on the 50-50. Kamal coming in. But by that time, the ball long gone. Stefan Solin whipped to the right. Singhe, almost an advantage. Had the space between the two center defenders. Amazing vision there from Stefan Solin to set that opportunity up. Just unfortunate for him, but should be decent promise going forward that will be a chance Transport United will have to watch out for. This time Tenzin a bit late. The referee coming in to check Stefan Solin now. A closer look at that this time. Definitely late there. And went straight to that left foot as well. Also off topic, but again Tirang, despite the rain, despite what the weather is, they always show up to support their home crowd. Love to see that sort of love for the game of football, even in the regional districts, for the regional teams. Does bring us back to the days where Sangsi FC had one of the most memorable fans, always made it entertaining to watch online and watch live as well, given the sheer presence their crowd had with the level of trash talk they brought in for their team. The same case right now for TSIRANG. Not quite sure how much the crowd mic is picking up, but we do have a couple of very passionate fans making their case here at TSIRANG, as their players looking for advantage down on the left flank. Challenge coming in way too heavy there to stand up. Following as Tens jumps up. See space in the middle. Looking for Bishal. Tele Damilola. Andrew right in the middle. Bishal over to the flank. Daniel will opt for the Nepali. Martin Sayatele. Abayomi. Off to Andrew. Tampi Ernest. Able to send to Spermatoji up high in the air for anyone to take. TSIRANG flicks it back up. Tenziwana. Daniel up front. An intimidating presence to deal with. Had one of the strangest careers. Most interesting careers. To rebrand it. Typically, most of the foreign signings over from Africa we see start their careers down in Africa, but Daniel had his first professional signing over in Serbia. Was a part of the under-19 squad of a Serbian club. But since then has joined Transport United. Was in Serbia during the 22-23 season. Now a part of Transport United since last season. 2 goals last campaign for Transport United. This time only 1 goal to his name, but has 1 assist as well. Amazing from a defender as Abayomi trying to get himself warmed up from range. Did have a lot of success early on with the run-ins and close range attempts. But it was just Antonio Dillon who proved hard to beat as the final hurdle, 25 minutes in, out towards Spermatoji. Stefan Solon coming in right on the heels of Bishal, who is able to find help in Andrew, and a bit of pressure now off their shoulders. Tenzin jump top kick starting a run towards Abayomi, just a bit off in terms of that connection. It will be TSIRANG's ball the other way. Alex Willen. Singh trying to set it up for Bijay Samal, who was coming in on the overlap down the middle. Able to do so. Daniel clipping it up. Kamal down the middle. Rahul helping cover that right flank. So far, the Rao brothers doing amazing for Transport United. Always love to see the initiative and the experience handed over to promising young footballers, which Transport United is making a rare exception of doing. Have to respect that effort, no matter which team you are a fan of. Because time and time again, we see clubs fielding the minimal amount of allowed national players, Bhutanese players. TSIRANG was a culprit of that one. Used to field 5 foreign, 3 regional players, utilizing their quota to the max and only fielded the minimum 3 Bhutanese players. Nice to see that a bit more Bhutanese numbers are involved in their starting 11 this time around. But again, they do have Oladipo on the bench, Zenda as well. The only options going forward is when do they use them. It does look like the first half will be pretty silent as both teams have slowed down considerably from their attempts in the first 15 minutes. A fair share of attempts, both sides, neither team dominating each other in possession as Kamal. Now the chance up front had Rahul. Seems like the whistle was on TSIRANG for that challenge on Rahul from behind. Daniel just unfortunately entangled up with his former teammate Alex Willen in midfield. It does earn them possession this time properly inside TSIRANG's half. Early on, their numbers unable to find any gaps against TSIRANG, who are doing an amazing job defensively. May face yet another test as Transport able to keep a hold of possession, driven in low possession towards Transport United, but wind up took way too long. And Daniel still on the follow-up, header coming in strong towards Alex Willen. Was trying to keep it grounded, Tins Jamso able to get a foot in, but Alex Willen taking advantage of the deflection, still hugging the sidelines. Tins Jamso, despite the difference in stature, did an amazing job putting in those shoulders against Alex Willen. Just a matter of going into the weight room on that defensive play as Abayomi took a bit too long with those step overs. Jimmy will let it roll for a Transport United throw-in. Stefan Solin, 30 minutes in, TSIRANG. Nonchalant delivery again from Stefan Solin, able to get it back from Tenzwanda. Andrew coming in strong, Stefan Solin against the double team, able to find an outlet inside towards Tenzwanda. Will keep it down, solid footwork there, Stefan Solin up by in the air. Maybe too much strength. Did get a header in from Vijay Samal. But it will require much more than that to beat Tikendra Singh. Solid fake. Gets him past Jimmy Daniel, waiting for Bijay to step in to his defensive range. But Bijay does well, holding on to possession back out for a long ranger back in. Flicked off, Stefan Solin. Well, at least there was some promise on that possession. We'll have to live with that as Martin Sayatele now responsible for Transport United's counter as quick as ever. Abayomi. Hezi gets him around Pema, right down the middle towards Andrea Boyamoa. Vishal getting involved, has space if he wants to get a wind-up pin. Kamal tried to send it towards his cousin, but unable to find the touch to get it set up proper. It is TSIRANG's the other way. 32 minutes in. Both teams still goalless. Tampi Ernest. Solid connection with that ball, but unable to find a teammate. It will not matter as Transport United now taking it up front. Abraham gets a clean pass up front. Chance taken way too late, but it looked dangerous too. Kamalurao, at the end of a decent chance, had the composure to get it around the goalkeeper, but his run was offside. A bit less regret with that flag coming up than having the guilt of knowing that the possession, which could have handed your team your first goal, ended with the ball at your feet, unable to find even a shot.
From me, Gandhi.
Posted up strong, pressure coming in steady, able to get a pass back towards Titaniel. But with that header, still the Grizzlies, this time from a much more free opportunity. A lot of space for Bishal. Lobbed up high, down the wing. Rahul stepping up. Tampi Ernest, facilitating again. Martin Sayatele, able to get a chest in at the end of that ball from Tampi. Jimmy. Daniel. Time and time again. Number 95 for Transport United, Daniel Badaru. Typically, a centre-back has been given the freedom time and time again to play up front as a striker. But this time with Abraham, I believe those freedoms of his have been since relinquished, as Abayomi, making it look dangerous with a pass that close to a target, just inches off at that point. TSIRANG taking full advantage, finding a lot more room in Transport United's half. But that pass from Alex Willen, nowhere near any sort of promise. It will go back out again to Transport United. 10 minutes left on the clock for the first half. To Kendra. There's Jamso, able to find a footing and delay that attack just enough to get his teammates properly acclimated to the numbers coming in from TSIRANG Tenzin. Able to keep it away from the two that came in. TSIRANG hugging the line. Alex Willen wanting a call there, but Andrew stealing it back right off. In possession for Bishal. Back out to Ayatele Tamilola. No clear vision up front for a goal. Still haven't seen Abraham being used quite properly.
50-50.
Given his stature, may be awkward to try and use him as a target man, like Timbusiri uses Sadiq Suri, Daniel Tete for RTC. And so far, hasn't shown the burst of speed like guys from Olawale Olatipo, Dilip Mongar. So it will be interesting to see what his playstyle is like. I couldn't find any record of where he played for, how he plays, except for Transport United's own page that made the announcement of their newest signing. Did hear that he played recently in India, down in Kolkata. I believe there was a post made by the Liberian football page on Facebook about his signing over to Transport United, wishing him the best of luck. Nice to see that support come in for the players who are making it their home here in Bhutan football. right now, as a striker, may want to see a bit more promise up front. Martin Zayatele Tamilola, Abayomi getting involved early. Tried to flick it up past Tampionis, but the centre back able to get a solid touch in, making it a bit more harder for Transport United to find their footing. Jimmy Singh letting off a shot, but unable to find the proper footing. Kept it low to the ground. Easy interception there by TSIRANG, who is unable to follow up on it with just a clean counter. Vijay Samal. Heavy challenge back and forth. A lot of numbers up front for Transport United. But it will be a whistle for the Grizzlies. Deep inside TSIRANG half. Finally, will it be an opportunity for a moment of sheer brilliance from the newly arranged roster of Transport United? Last time around in their face-off, it was again Tandin Namge, who is on the bench, who had the winning goal. Everybody, I'm sure, would have seen the shirtless celebrations that followed after in that amazing comeback from Transport United, especially their super sub,
Offside.
Tandin Namge. But other than him, it was Abayomi who found the opening goal versus TSIRANG. The equalizer, to be more accurate, against Stefan Solin's goals from TSIRANG. But right now, we are seeing none of those.
Just on the tempo.
Recently, TSIRANG's ground has been a blessing for masterful goals last time around as well, even versus Drukpa. It did not end in a boring game. 5 goals aggregate in that game alone, 6 goals prior versus RTC. And right now, one of the slowest starts to the game here at TSIRANG we have seen in a long while. Stefan Solin keeps it grounded with the header, flicked down the middle. Bishal now with a lot of space. If he ever wants to orchestrate a brilliant symphony from the side of the Grizzlies, getting everyone involved. Both teams being very generous. Still too early for Christmas, or maybe even in any other celebration, where you give each other gifts, which TSIRANG and Transport United are doing right now. So many possessions exchanged back and forth between the two.
Instant.
As it ends back with Antonio Dylan da Silva. Tampion is stepping up. Stefan Solin inverting down the middle, left foot up to the other flank. Jimmy Singh defending for Transport United. Help coming in from Rahul, who is making the press up. If he is anywhere like, any way, shape or form like Kamalu Rao, should expect a bubble of energy and life from the younger Urao brother. As Pematochi
Abayomi.
setting it up to Abayomi. Flicked over to the other end. Solid touch there from Abraham. Rahul Urao. Back in. Bishal. Plenty of space. Challenge came in from behind from Tsering Gelson there. But was clean enough for the referee to let it go without any whistle. Bishal did try to fight through all those contact, tried to at least poke it in for a chance at getting one in before the halftime break. But it is still nil for Transport United, nil for the home side as well. Andrew getting desperate. As man down for TSIRANG, the referee heading over for evaluations.
Yeah. Fish. Yeah. One before. Yeah.
No clear advantages.
Yes.
Additional
Đi hết chưa?
time has been awarded as well.
Yeah. Đúng rồi.
Had opportunities going both ways. Still no chance converted yet.
Mà BoB đi
Last
không
minute of play, but we may get a couple more, as there is a lot of interruptions here in additional time. It'll be interesting to see for Transport United again if the deciding goal comes in from Tane Namke, if they ever decide to bring him in. But right now, both teams playing very, very slow. A lot of chances being created, but again, simply unable to overpower each other's defenses. And that is where we are stuck right now. A stalemate between the two. Up in front was Kamal, who had Abraham right up in front. If that header could have met a bit more control. But that not being the case, a double team coming in, clutch there almost for Transport United, but Alex Williams still with his lankiness able to power through somehow. Trinkelson kept down the middle. Andrew might be the last possession for the game. Abayomi up front. One-on-one chance. Fakes with the first. Cuts in past the two. Shot goes in. But Antonio again able to get a hand under that shot that was pretty much going in. An amazing stop to an otherwise amazing shot coming in from Abayomi. No help needed, just his sheer overpowering pace. All that got him the space beyond the two defenders. But again, Antonio, look at that inform down on the ground. No angle there for that ball through to go in. And with that, we will be kept to a goalless first half between TSIRANG FC and Transport United FC. But things are only steadily heating up. Until then, do let me know which team you expect the first goal to come from, which team you expect to go through with the victory today here at TSIRANG. But with that, it is halftime. See you guys until we resume the second half. This was your commentator, Gitish Toji. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.
Sab mindo. Ha? Hotspot gaya. Da nata apra midis. Antame. Ya. Ya. Mercy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kazangpo, and welcome back again to the second half here at TSIRANG, where we have the home side in red, TSIRANG FC, facing off against the Grizzlies, the visitors. Transport United FC in yellow. The score as it stands is 0-0. But in terms of chances created, it has been a one-sided victory, although the same story can't be said for possession. Both teams enjoying a fair share of the ball. The most dangerous chances inside the box, the most touches, has, however, been from the side of Transport United. Two clean on-target chances from Abayomi, Transport United's captain. Barely kept at bay by Antonio, but that barely is massively important, as those two would have been surefire goals had the reactions been any late. And with those heroics from TSIRANG's goalkeeper, it is still an equal battle. Going into the second half, one substitution made. Rahul Urao substituted out for Kinga Zangpo, number 22, for Transport United. And with that, Martin Sayatele Tamilola thought he was going to take it, but it is Tikendra Singh's, their goalkeeper, stepping up. Send that ball out. So far, all their major chances have come by way of their captain, Abayomi. Did have one chance for Kamal early on, flagged offside. Abraham at the end of one more pass created from Abayomi that would have surely found the back of the net, but intercepted by Alex Willen. It has been a back and forth, a fair test between strength and agility, offense and defense, attack and, well, defense too. TSIRANG right now unable to find too many chances. It was Stefan Stolin that let loose those two shots from distance that could have tested Antonio. But again, without converting any of these chances, it is still a 0-0 battle. Jimmy praying on that delivery that there at least was a connection with any of his teammates. Ended up being TSIRANG. Initiatives lost. Now back out from Jimmy. Andrew. Stolen off quite clean there by Alex Willen. But the same can be said for that challenge that came from Ty Daniel as well. Masterful reads and agile enough to get your foot in the way of that ball without ever impacting the player. Clean defense, smart at the same time. But it is these goals that you need to come your way to get the win in the end. As Bijay Samal up to Tenziwara, made progress inside the box, but with Ty Daniel coming in, it will be a corner, yes, for TSIRANG. A lot of opportunities from the same style, from the same side, but no advantages so far, no shots ending up at the end of these set pieces. They may want to get something different going. Stefan Stolin this time, way too far out. Header comes in strong, cleared off by Ty Daniel. Composed defending from the Grizzly centre back, keeping them in a fair battle against TSIRANG, but this time they are looking to take it short. Stefan Solin from much wider out. Header came in from Tampi Ernest, but ended up simply slipping past his head. A harsh follow-up to an amazing first effort, as both these teams now continue on without any clear advantage again. Jimmy. Up high in the air, Ayadele barely able to send it off before Tinzuwana could find a foot on. Possession, Bishal saw the first touches there for Transport's substitution, King Azangpo 22, who came in for Rahul. Abraham just perfect on that elevation as that pass went in towards Abayomi. Up high in the air, step overs, space on that right foot, tries to cut it in, left foot still. Headed off by John Payne Sasha. Alex Willen versus Abayomi. And Alex Willen able to find a clearance out towards Tenzin Wanda, who was not able to keep that ball towards himself amidst that double team. Tenzin jumps are looking to make things dangerous again. Abraham tried to send it on immediately, is down on the ground. Maybe a while until the referee gets involved. Right now it is still advantage for Transport United. Kamal at the end of a brilliantly lofted pass there from Jimmy. Abraham is being helped out over to the sidelines. Doesn't look like he is able to put weight on that right foot of his. But with that, we are back in play for TSIRANG. 7 minutes in the second half. John Payne Sasha over to Siringelson. Able to fight that possession through. Just enough hustle there from King Azangpo. Keeping it contested, but it is TSIRANG's nonetheless. John Payne Sasha. Now over to the flanks. They do have options down in the middle. Still keeping it with their centre-backs. Tampian is given a lot more freedom in sending that ball out long in the Hail Mary right towards Daniel. Again, another connection that has been more evident than between their own teammates. A foot up in the air there by King Azangpo. Has been given the warning there. Has his apologies forwarded over to Rinchen Namge. Didn't really see Rinchen as well until the last possible second. Had his foot up, head up in the air. But Rinchen will be all the more grateful for this chance as TSIRANG through John Payne Sasha has a set piece opportunity, whipped up inside the box. But way too high for everybody. Despite the close call, a miss is a miss. Back out to Tikendra Singh Thapa.
Tujuh. Tujuh.
Vincent. Tenzin. Alex Willen. A hopeful opportunity up front and culminating in a clearance from Batitsai Tele and a poor effort from TSIRANG. Had their audience properly hyped, and deservedly so, given the promise we all saw in the first couple of touches in that possession, until it all went down the drain. But they may get a chance to try again. Hot feet is still hot feet. The build-up is looking solid from TSIRANG. Just the finishing touches that they are unable to find as of now. Andrea Boyamoa. Down the middle, Bishal up front. Abraham seems like he is back in the game, trying to set up their captain on a run. But cut short, it is TSIRANG's now. Abayomi. Got a foot in way too late. Jumping Sasha, strong enough to keep himself on balance. And now things on the right. Coming in hot is Martin Sayetele. Cross played in, will go far out. A frantic clearance coming from Jimmy. We also have another sub coming in. It is Tanin Namge, who scored the game-winning goal versus TSIRANG in their first matchup this season. Will be coming in for Abraham Koye, Transport United's newest striker, but too new as of this time. May need a bit more coordination before he can cement himself as a proper striker for the Grizzlies. Titanium. John Payne Sasha able to get a header in. Kamal keeps it towards Andrew. Martin Saitele Jamilola. There's Jamso. Coming in hot. Stefan Stolin. Andrew. Martin's given a lot of space. Tuba taking his sweet time. Putting that pressure up. Tandinamge helping out in the build-up efforts deep inside his own half. Not a spot where you typically expect him to be, but on the other end, Tenzin has been given the freedom to drift up along the left and Abayomi down centrally instead. Left-footed, right down the middle. Just lucky for TSIRANG. Past everybody without finding a single touch. But again, their goalkeeper, Antonio Dillon, has been on fire today. Not quite sure what he has been fed today, but they may want the same thing to be given to him next time around on yet another match day. May get the replay later on. But he has phenomenally stopped two brilliant efforts from Abayomi. Went down quite casually there. Not really much of an effort from Tringelson to put the Grizzly captain down to the ground. But Abayomi did try his best to sell that call over to the referee anyways, as it will be now out to Tampi Ernest. So far, single-handedly responsible for his team's creations from the back line. Alex Willen taking more of a backseat presence in the match today. As on screen, up in front is Afizul Olatipo, former Grizzly, former Transport United player. This time forward for TSIRANG. Seems like he will be coming in anytime soon to give TSIRANG that burst of energy up front, that finishing presence that they are severely lacking at this point of the game. Daniel, a bit of work to do. Helped out by Jimmy, who did well closing off the defender coming in from a front. Stephen Solin sent down by Andrew, but it was a clean challenge. Abayomi wanting a touchback. John Payne Sasha blocked off by Kamal, but ended up setting it up for Tirang instead. Abayomi moving centrally, unable to find a touch on that ball. But they may get a chance again. Transport United now looking alive. Bishal on the right flank. Srin Gelson stepping in. Challenge came in just at the right time to deny that ball long enough to get a bit more numbers committed to their defensive efforts. Kinga. Delivery blocked off. Still kept up in the air by Abayomi. But a short misjudgment of positioning. Will get possession over the other way. And now are on the mark. A bit feisty on that double team that came in. Again, Stefan Solin again had things jumped up first. Kendra. Clean intervention at the end of what otherwise looked really dangerous. Abayomi. Antonio tried to head it off. Does well sending that out over to the lines. But Abayomi looking for yet another contact towards Andrew. Was just milliseconds late. Was coming in. Engine heated up. But a miss is a miss. Tirang. The opportunity to give their fans at home a reason to celebrate. It is through Bijay Samal, but we have substitutions coming in. Tenda and Afiz Olawale Oladipo both are being brought in. For the moment, thought Tenda, despite having his name on the bench, would not be a part of today's game. But with that, Tirang has now put in their strongest forwards. With Singh, who's been a reliable option all season long. And now with Senda and Olawale Oladipo, two licensed threats in the game of football, now donning the Tirang jersey. Up front, Kendra barely able to keep that ball away from harm's reach. Back out towards Stampy Ernest. Challenge coming in strong there. But Abayomi. A couple of words for the referee, not quite happy with the whistle that came in. Is making the appeal that the challenge was clean, just a matter of strength. And an attempt from Tampi to set it off, but it was quite harsh. Was pretty clean, but that extended arm may have gotten the whistle against the Transport captain. Surprisingly calm game between the two, where we came in expecting a lot of goals at this point for sure. But now hopefully both teams have settled into a more comfortable 11 out on the ground. For Transport, it was Rahul who was taken out. Tandamge was brought in. Abraham as well. Abraham taken out as well. For Tirang, it was Tenda and Oladipo. who was brought in to supplement the creative efforts of Alex Willen in midfield. So hopefully we at least see something manifest for either team before reaching anywhere near the 90-minute mark.
Safe di oyunu.
Singe. Tringelton. So far, the left back for Tsirang has been doing an amazing job coming in for Kenzang, who we typically see wearing the kangaroo name on his back. But with that red card, it has opened up a lot of eyes falling towards Tringelton, who has not compromised on the quality of their defensive efforts down on that left back position. Just had a glimpse of the lovely home crowd of Tsirang, who is having a bit of fun for themselves on the sidelines as well. Really hard to do so in a game like this, where 65 minutes in, we are yet to be blessed with a conversion. Tenda Doji has a decent chance, mashed up against Tai Daniel. It is a clean defending from the Grizzlies centre back that sends it up towards King Azangpo. Dancing around the ball, and was John Payne Sasha way too strong for Andrew. Clean efforts coming in from the otherwise Tsirang captain, this time the armband on Antonio Dylan de Silva.
Center.
Namge tried to flick it in past Alex Willen on the right. A stumble, does manage to recover. Enough of a presence there from Tandon on the defensive end to send that pass back as it goes right towards Tika Indra. A lot of work for the referees, for the goalkeepers. But it has been Antonio who has forced into the more awkward saves. Again, while we have a quite stretch right now, a quick rundown of how the table looks like. It is Paro up on top, 25 points, a perfect win streak in their last 5. Same for Timbusiri, but 2 points down, 23 points to their names, still within a game of each other. Transport United third, 2 games away from first place, 19 points to their name. Tsirang just up above the relegation zone, but it is a spot very comfortable given that they have a 6-point difference away from Tensong, who are down at 5, and Ogun Academy at 4. The middle of the pack is RTC 15, Drukpa 13, Kimbu 13, and BFF Academy. 12 points coming off of that recent draw versus RTC. It's Tai Daniel shutting off yet another attack from Tsenda. Coming in against that matchup, even the legend is finding it really hard to make his impact felt as Andrea Bo, a careless mistake, hands it over to Singe. Olawale Tipo. Now over to the wing for a left-footed attempt. It misses the mark by quite a while. Would have had to stack 2 goalposts there for that to be a shot on target. Back out to Transport's goalkeeper. Martins. As well as he put down, was a late whistle that came his way, and as it came by Adele. Quite expressive there from the Nigerian, who already has a yellow card here in this match from a confusing call early on in the match. So may want to be careful going forward. It is taking all 11 to defend against TSIRANG, and without having him, their centre back, may prove to be an even more ginormous task up ahead for the Grizzlies. TSIRANG cherishing this opportunity to its fullest. Stefan Stolin looks like he will get the opportunity. Tsiring Gelson loading up as well. Alex Willen. Could be any of these two. Tsiring Gelson does look like he is taking the more breathers. Again, the second time they've sent it into the wall, but out of that, able to find Senda, who is calling for a whistle there, but not quite sure if there was any challenge worthy of a call there from the referee. Solid pass from Antonio Tillen. Found Stefan Solin, but now has found the Grizzlies. Who are keeping it tight on the line on that left flank. Possession has been awarded to the Grizzlies. Will find an advantage through a corner, it seems. Well, may have to wait a couple more seconds. Kamal, down on the ground, is back up on his feet. Got entangled there. Arms and legs all together with Stefan Solin. Seems like he got clipped at the end with his boot. But with that, Abayomi taking himself out of the box. The captain looking to orchestrate their motion by his lonesome. They do have Shalfar out, but the delivery goes right in. Misses everyone. Had Daniel up in the air, just a step too over to that left to find any hope for contact. And now, TSIRANG driving it down the lane. Expected a Fizol Awale or the Tipo at the end of it. It is Tikendra Singh Thapa instead. Now up in front, Daniel again. Taninamge making an appeal there on that challenge that came in from Tampi Ernest, but it is TSIRANG's to play. Tenda again. Started off in his return strong, but right now really struggling coming in off the bench as the whistle has been blown on Alex Willen on a reckless challenge late on Tenzin Jumso, I believe. Did look like it was ball first. Post call on the other end. Antonio again. The goalkeeper properly tested 4 times as of the 72nd minute. But Genga onside, cut in, clipped off. Tsiring Gelson did well with his positioning, sending that thread out before it could ever mature. And look at that shot again, Abayomi. Blazing pace on the ball, far post as well. But Antonio, what have you eaten today? Amazing goalkeeping from the TSIRANG goalkeeper, who has deservedly been representing the captain's armband he is donning today. But he may have one more wave to fight off. Transport United on the corner, lobbing it back post. Header sends it far out instead. Bishal making the recovery. Lobbed in yet again. Daniel again. Did his best tracking back, finding the end of the trajectory of that ball. But still no contact. TSIRANG will get some room to breathe. Amazing quality of goalkeeping from both goalkeepers. In fact, Tikendra has made no mistake in this many involvements of possession he has gotten to make his name imprinted in. But on the other end, it has been the more brutal chances going the way of Antonio Dylan de Silva. Vishal, able to earn a whistle from the referee, will get possession back for the Grizzlies.
Nasıl gideceğim?
Kendra, up long, but Antonio to it first. Able to keep it grounded, stolen off with an amazing bit of control there from Vishal, but unable to properly mitigate their efforts going forward. It is now back to Tsenda. So on going with that left foot, this time settled for a cross, which got sent off by Tenzin Chamcho. Amazing denial on that chance. As TSIRANG will settle for a throw-in. Kendra, up long, able to find our Yomi, but lost balance while posting up against John Payne Sasha. And now Singh has Tsenda on the left, Olawale Oladipo as well, who may find a left foot, but coming in hot. Ty Daniel went stumbling, but denied that opportunity long enough. Follow up, Tsenda! Amazing header from the man who is facing off against his former club. Asabayomi! Antonio barely got through that shot again. Now feeling an intense shift in momentum, both teams upping their gears. Tsenda has found his rhythm. Abayomi on the other end continuing on against an awakened and enlightened Antonio Dylan de Silva. Ty Daniel had so many chances earlier, just fell a bit short. Only one connection will be all he needs. It is quite a compact block. He will have to face off against, able to get a header in, but way too far out on the cross that came in from their captain. It will be efforts back the other way against the Grizzlies. Again, a closer look at that header that came in from Tsenda. Amazing chip there from Olawale to be able to find his teammate amidst the seconds he had after that pirouette. Ty Daniel able to hold off Olawale, but he is holding on to his left elbow. Might have been a powerful tug there from Olawale Oladipo. Ty Daniel fighting it off, his left elbow still bothering him. May want the referee's attention. Players are calling in for the medic. Well, despite the early scare, Ty Daniel does seem to be back in. No short of gruesomeness in injuries here in the game of football. But hopefully the players here today are spared from that fear as lobbed inside to Kendra. A lot to do, one hand. Keeps it in play for the Grizzlies. Up front, Awayomi again posted up too strong, but quick enough to recover. Touch. Can't set it out away from John Payne Sasha, who has the whistle called on that challenge. A closer look at that again. Well, always a hard job for the referee, because even if it's clean sometimes, there are a lot of rules you will have to make sure are followed to the T. And a lot are at the referee's discretion. And this time it has decided that Abayomi will get the whistle. Andrew. Both of them reliable options. But seems like it will be Abayomi stepping up to the set piece opportunity. Early on did have a cheeky play where they would play it short to Abayomi, who would start from the set piece but would run in past the wall, would get the pass and look for an attempt. But right now he is playing it short. No advantage off of that set piece as that header sends it all the way back to the halfway line. Mistake. Martins ended up losing that 50-50. Slowly making waves, a lot of woos and ahs from the crowd. Cross goes in to Kendra. Put to the test for the first proper time in this match. 80 minutes was all it took. Stefan Stalin went directly at it on target as well. The Kendra up in the air to push it out. Corner for TSIRANG, who find themselves at the end of a period of sheer momentum in the last 10 minutes. They have had their substitutions come alive as well. Olawale and Tenda. This time cross goes in, far out, right up in front of goal. And somehow the Kendra still able to make a save. No space, no time at all, but way too congested, way too close, even for this forward. And look at that, Olawale Oladipo. Off of that header from Alex Willen, found himself in an opportune position inside the 6-yard box, but with that Transport United making things dangerous on the other end. Right foot! It is for Transport United. That gives them the lead courtesy of their captain, Abayomi Olawale Fakunle. Hard to believe, but with that Transport United's last 6 goals have all come from this man. Had one coming early on, just kept away by the brilliance of Antonio. But this time even too far out. TSIRANG's goalkeeper, as after 81 minutes of solid football from TSIRANG, they finally find themselves down against Transport United. Opened up the scoring for Transport United in their first matchup this season and has continued on with that streak again. The momentum that was on the side of TSIRANG for the last stretch of the match now completely snatched away by that heroics from Abayomi, who is looking to make things dangerous again. Antonio way off his line, able to get to it first. Solid decision making, back out. An acrobatic clearance there that keeps it towards Andrew. Bishal sends it up front. Follow up. Amazing trajectory on that ball had it been on target. But despite the risk it carried, It is still Transport United's ball to play on. Abayomi has now solidly improved his record up here in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. 8 goals to his name. As Kamal up front towards Abayomi may have been offside. Yes, they are. Flag goes up. TSIRANG's ball it is. Dampy Ernest. Strong heel. But it is still the Grizzlies who managed to find a way out with their sheer numbers. Also, just a little casual fact, Abayomi right now 8 goals. Second in the rankings in the top scorers for the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026 season. Up top is Yuta Mishima, 10 goals to his name from Paro. And Rinzin Doji, Sadiq Suli and Abayomi find themselves tied with... Well, what have we here? TSIRANG, not even very late to react, did not react at all. Not quite sure if they had completely disregarded that shot that came in. But Kinga Zangpo, who came in as a substitution, has gotten the goal that may very well be the winner in today's match. Smiles indeed. Gratitude over to head coach Ishiwanda. But again, look at that, completely disregarded as a threat. John Payne Sasha came in way too late again. No mark for the number 22. And Antonio is beat again. But TSIRANG still only 2 goals given the heat checks they are known to come into matches with. It may be a realistic chance of getting back in. Stefan Solin spearheaded their comeback against Ugin Academy. Maybe the one to rely on. Did find Tenda, but again, the second header over the crossbar.
That to gaya. That no.
Stefan Solin. There's Jamso. 88 minutes in, Transport United somehow find themselves up despite being 0-0 going into the 80-minute mark. A dramatic turn of events, but TSIRANG will find it hard to celebrate. Transport United at the end of an absolute heat check right now. 4 minutes the separation between their 2 goals. TSIRANG. Last minute of regular time, may want to play things quick. A blitz may be in their favor. Stefan Stallins runs. And the passes from Olawale and Afiz are Alex Willen are making it really difficult for Transport United to keep up. Way too ambitious there, as Tikendra shaving a couple of precious seconds off of the clock. Again, two amazing strikes that gave Transport United their 2 goals. First from Abayomi, the second recently from Kinga Zangpo. And this time he may get a bit more respect from the side of TSIRANG. Too much intimidation on the double team that came in, and there's the signal for additional time. 4 more minutes have been awarded until the end of the match. Jimmy. Throw in played down the line. Singe. Barely fought it off. Kinga making an appeal on that throw in. But it will go back out. Tringelson has been amazing this match in that left back position. May get a bit more notice to his name going forward for TSIRANG's campaign. But next game we will be seeing Kinzang back after serving his suspension, which is this game for the red card against Drukpa. Flicked up above Stefan Stallin, who ended up getting lost, and now Transport United through Andrew. That double team coming in clutch. It was a successful interruption first by Pema, but Andrew still finding a way down on that left. They do have Kamal and Abayomi posted up inside the box. Kinga Zangpo, an option far out as well. This time, defense may want to close in on him. Abayomi able to get the blessed ricochet now off Jimmy. Andrew lets it roll. Tandin tries to chip it over towards a teammate inside the box, but no prayers answered this time around for Transport United, as Alex Willen able to find space up front. Daniel coming in, maybe a step too late, step too far behind, as Alex slowing down, delivery inside. But a powerful header will send it away. Tenzin Jamto able to get the read in before Tsenda ever had an idea of where that ball would come. But no time to breathe. 2 more minutes remaining. Daniel coming into contest. A foot in the way from Oladipo. Meets a challenge on the ground, as that ball denied the opportunity of ever leaving the foot.
Yeah. Some minute into
Also, it looks like we have a substitution. It is Karma Punso, who has been denied the opportunity to come in by the 4th official. Played out wide, Tenzin. Keeps it towards Jimmy Singh, who has space down the middle. A bunch of step overs, but finally stolen off Rinchen Namge. Alex Willen, expecting the challenge to come in from the right, came in from the left instead. Bishal, as the last 30 seconds of play, may get a bit of mercy from the referee. There's Andrew, a yellow card for the denial of Alex Willen's opportunity to send it up long. TSIRANG force one down the middle where they had nobody in sight. And Daniel with a calm clearance out. Followed up by Tenzin again. Abayomi keeps it grounded. Andrew Eboyamoa tried a cheeky attempt past Antonio, but unfortunately offside it is. Now a substitution finally coming in. The captain Naoyomi Olawasuen Fakunle will be taken out. Coming in is Karma Punso for the Grizzlies. Singular applause as Abayomi makes his way out of the crowd, waiting on TSIRANG's restart. Back in play, TSIRANG may want to rush things a little bit. We are at the mercy of the referee. 4 minutes already gone, 45 seconds already gone, a chance. Close range, but no cigar. Stefan Stalin finding it hard to find the form he displayed immaculately in round 1 of the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026 season, as TSIRANG continue on to drop in form. Right now it is a draw, loss, loss, draw, loss in the last 5 for TSIRANG, as one more may pile on, and with that it officially does. Transport United with a miraculous victory courtesy of amazing strikes from Abayomi, their captain, and Kinga Zangpo. Both goals scored inside the 80-minute stretch, as TSIRANG will go down in home yet again without a win. It was a solid fight between the two in the first 80 minutes. Antonio Tillen de Silva, definitely the most impactful player from the home side today. The goalkeeper denying so many chances from Abayomi right out of the get-go as well, and continued that form 80 minutes in, until even he with his heroics couldn't do any more than that. As Transport United now climb up to 22 points, 1 point below Timber City, and a game away from league leaders Paro FC, who are up at 25. And with that, we come to the conclusion of today's match day here in the scenic views of TSIRANG, where their home crowd will go home without a chance to celebrate again. A closer look in the meanwhile at Abayomi's first strike had Antonio up in the air, but positioned far off to that left. Not much he could do, and in the follow-up, too much space for Kinga Zangpo, who made short work of the chance he got. Until then, do let me know which team you are supporting going forward. Do let me know which team you think will take the trophy, because it is a clear-cut top 3. Paro, the strong contender with the game advantage. But Timber City and Transport United, if their head-to-head matches may dictate where the end of the season may go. But with that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your support. Do follow BoB Bhutan Premier League on Facebook. Do follow BoB Women's National League, as well as we are about to commence with Tier 1 of Bhutanese women's football. Do follow Bhutan Football Federation as well for updates, announcements, and news with regards to the national squad. Until the next one, this was your commentator, Winter Storti. See you guys next time here in the same channel.